Bienvenue à tous.
Welcome everyone.
Nous allons aujourd'hui
We will today
lire
read
un verset du Srimad Bhagavatam,
a verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto,
chapitre 4,
chapter
verset
4, verse 2.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tesham mem neyam dochenam Visham mim kritam chetasham Nimlochatim ravam vatsim Venum namiva mardanam. Traduction.
Translation.
Alors que le soleil se couchait sous l'effet
When
de
the sun set on the effect, under the effect of inebriation, there was a conflict after, just like a bamboo that is hitting another bamboo and creating a fire. They killed one and the others. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, by the fault of alcohol, they destroyed one and the others, whereas the sun was setting.
Om Maganam Timilandasyam Ganam Jalam Sharakayam Shakshurum Militam Jinam Taisme Shigurave Namah Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhuttale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Kolavani Pracharine Nilve Shesha Sunyavadi Prachatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyacha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Là, dans ce verset,
here in this verse and other verses,
il est décrit comment
it is described how Krishna ends his pastimes.
Le soleil
The sun appears and disappears. In the same way, Krishna appears in one universe and disappears to appear in another universe. Certain Vaishnavas even say that he appears. He can appear simultaneously with his associates in different universes. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, or Jiva Goswami explains, that when Mahavishnu, he absorbs all the universes, then it's not all the universes, since the Lord, he enjoys himself in one of the universes. You understand? It will not be possible, because the Lord is always manifests his pastimes in one universe. So that's not all the universes that Mahavishnu absorbs in himself. All of them except where Krishna enjoys his pastimes. It is a point that is interesting and that is logical, since Krishna is the origin of all his incarnations. When he appears, all his other incarnations appear in him. This is why, when Krishna kills demons, the Acharyas explains that this is the Lord Vishnu who kills the demons. Krishna is never manifesting opulences. He always manifests his sweetness. So it is a little disturbing because when he comes in the material universe, sometimes the opulences are perceived, but in Golok Vrindavan, the original planet of Krishna, it is always only sweetness. So we could say, why? Krishna mixes his sweetness with his power, sometimes in the material universes. It is for different reasons. One of the reasons is to give faith. Because when the sweetness is present, Krishna appears just like a human being, very sweet, very delicate, with a lot of needs, which appear so that his devotees can serve him. And in fact, it's really beautiful. It is extremely wonderful. Because the one who contains everything in himself, the one who controls everything, he forgets his divinity to be controlled. In Braj, everyone controls Krishna. Everyone thinks Krishna without me is nothing. Can you believe it? And Krishna thinks it truly. This is the abode of love. It is something that is inconceivable. The beauty of Krishna is inconceivable. His sweetness is inconceivable. And his way to give himself to his devotee is something inconceivable. Krishna cries when we are not there. Krishna cries. He asks to his friends, where is he? It's at this point, huh? Krishna is in emergency without us. Krishna cannot live without us. But what is the most incredible is that although we have such a relationship with Krishna, we completely forgot it, to the point that we don't care at all about it. Maharaj, a few months ago, he described a pastime where there was a limit in Braj, in Bhoma Vrindavan, and it was said to the card boys, don't go there because there it's the forgetfulness of Krishna. They forgot Krishna. They were asking this question. How is that possible to live without Krishna? It's not possible because even for them, one fraction of a second they will die if they don't have Krishna in their life. If they cannot touch Krishna, kiss Krishna, feel Krishna, smell Krishna. It is immeasurable love. And then we say, but how is that? They say, but how is that possible? They cannot even imagine our situation. We are in such a miserable situation. We have no love. And material love is just imprisonment, where we suffer all the time. And the living beings, they want to fall in love life after life and suffer and be imprisoned in the cycle of birth and death. Can you believe it? Imagine yourself if you will be liberated and you see such beings. Even the psychiatric hospital is nothing. They don't want to love Krishna. They want to love and have the material world to suffer life after life. And for this they cry. They cry. They pray, Krishna, Krishna, send me someone. I'm suffering. Why Krishna will send someone? He said, but he became mad. He still wants more in this life. To suffer? To attach himself and suffer?
Regardez vos parents.
Look at your parents, how much they suffer. But unfortunately, the material energy forces us. It gives no other possibility. She is the guardian of the universe. No possibility. She must keep you imprisoned as long as this pure desire does not appear in your heart. It is her role. Because at some point the suffering, by the mercy of Krishna, we become conscious and we realize, wow, protect me. Protect me from this illusion. Liberate me. Then Maya, she retracts her influence. The trap is there, but it doesn't have power over us. And then you can direct yourself and be fixed on the path. What do you realize? That simply the Vaishnava can help us and liberate us. It is the intelligence that Krishna gives. He gives this intelligence. I come under the form of my devotee. My devotee is my true worship. The Acharya is not different from my person. Then we realize the glories of the Vaishnavas like Srila Prabhupada. And then we become really attached to their feet, because we realize that it is the only substance that will allow us to attain Krishna. This is why we chant in the morning, Shri Guru Charananapa Padma, Shri, the inconceivable fortune, Shri. Under the feet of the Vaishnava, there is the dust. This dust is the mercy of Shri Radha. Shri Radha, she gives herself to whomever takes shelter, full shelter, in her servant. That is why the Vaishnavas, they have unlimited power. The Vaishnavas like Prabhupada, they have unlimited power. Their glories are unlimited. But this is possible to realize it when we receive a dust of mercy and we realize the trap of the material world. From Brahma to the ant, they're all completely fascinated by sexual desire, all of them. Everything moves in this world by this desire. If you escape this, then you can turn your face towards Krishna. Otherwise it is not possible. As long as this desire is there in you, there will not be a possibility to really turn our heart towards Krishna. So of course, it is extremely difficult, extremely rare. But the process of devotional service, it makes it that different arrangements are made to be able to gradually purify ourselves. We cannot purify ourselves in just one clap of the fingers, unless we are already liberated from a previous life, and to find back this position, even if we were for something really lusty. When I say really lusty, it's just thinking about sexual life constantly. But if we practiced on a high level, when we touch again devotional service, then we become liberated. in a very small time. Our desire is situated on such an elevated level. But in the major part of the cases, it is not possible. As long as the Lord creates a means for the living entity to liberate himself gradually through the Varnashram Dharma, for example, situations like family life, situations like renunciation. And it is really merciful if we understand this principle, is that the Lord, he creates something to liberate us gradually. It will not be possible otherwise. The identification is too strong. The desires are too strong. Something must exist. But we need to have the right attitude. We need to study. It is important. We must understand the Supreme Lord. We must understand the nature of the soul. We must understand our conditioning. We must understand this material universe. We must understand Krishna's world, the sweetness of Krishna. We cannot change our desire without pure knowledge. Why a materialist is a materialist? Is because in him there's only material knowledge. Why a bhakta is a bhakta? It's because in him there's only spiritual knowledge. When spiritual knowledge predominates, our desire changes. When our desire changes, then Krishna reciprocates. And when Krishna reciprocates, then we become intoxicated by love. And this love of Krishna is so beautiful, so powerful. It makes us forget everything. It makes us become crazy. We become immersed in an ocean of bliss. And it's not an invention. And still, even the ocean is nothing, because when Krishna appears, there's not even an ocean. It is like even greater, bigger than an ocean. Because the ocean will be simply to be immersed in something unlimited and feel just love. But when Krishna appears, it's much more elevated than an ocean. It's much more elevated than this. Because it gives us, he gives us a particular power. We obtain a form. We obtain senses. We obtain a mind, an intelligence, and an ego that is adapted to his need. Our form is his need. And when Krishna manifests himself personally, then we become conscious of his need. This is love. And the position that we have, it cannot be even imagined. It is impossible. The beauty that we have, it cannot be imagined. The sweetness that we have, it cannot be imagined. Why? Because it is the need of Krishna. Hey Baba. We're all the need of Krishna. So this is why what our masters taught us, to immerse ourselves in Krishna's need. In our conditioned state, what Krishna needs to liberate the living entities, to help them, to give them Krishna, to learn, to teach them how to become what they are. If you do this, then the need of Krishna, the transcendental need of Krishna will appear on a second plane for you in a transcendental form. But if you live only for yourself, without this need for Krishna, it doesn't appear. This is why this need of Krishna in the first time, this is compassion towards the beings, living beings. Why do we have a temple? Why do we play instruments? I saw Gravani, he was starting to play drum. So why do we write books? Why do we worship the deity? Why do we make a nice garden? Why do we do construction work? All of this is to reciprocate with the compassion of Krishna. And this is what is important. We must meditate on this. We are in Krishna's need, and this is what will allow us to develop love. When we understand that we are under the need of Krishna, then we develop love for Him. But if we act without understanding, we must have this meditation. When I am in the street and I distribute books, I am in Krishna's need. I'm not simply in the street because I have to be in the street. I don't understand anything. I sell books, but I don't understand anything. It's not the idea. The idea is that we must understand, what am I doing? I am in the need of Krishna. When I cook, Krishna is hungry. If you think he's not hungry, there's no bhakti, there's no love, there won't be results. Your cooking, it will just be an action of everyday life, a routine. But if you understand Krishna is hungry, you will meditate on your cooking. You will develop love. There will be Krishna's need. Krishna will speak to you. Every day you do the same thing for me. I'm hungry, Mata. I want sweet rice. I want gulab jamun. And they will start to do something. And Krishna will come and eat. Love will come. He will take your heart. This is Krishna's need. Why certain become pure devotees and certain never progress? Because they are not under Krishna's need. Or they are under Krishna's need. It's very simple, in fact. As soon as we put ourselves in Krishna's need, we become a Madhyama Adhikari immediately. And gradually we become an Uttama. And when we are never in Krishna's need, we become Kanishta. This is our need. You're preoccupied by your need. Your small room, your small this and that, my small comfort. As soon as I'm asked too much, it's enough now. I'm taking out my fangs. This means Kanishta Bhakta. You can see where you're at. Are you in Krishna's need or your own need? But why staying in such a low condition where there's no love? Where you trap yourself in not progressing. It's like a trap, in fact. To live without Krishna's need is to live without love. Living without Krishna's need, it means to take birth again and again. Do not think because you have a robe, yellow, orange, white, that you will attain necessarily Krishna. We attain Krishna by the need of Krishna. If this need is not there, then you must come back another time to learn this. In the same condition, it must be yourself who has Krishna's need in your heart. Krishna will not force you. But then we could ask ourselves, how is that possible for someone who lives in the temple since so many years? Nothing is happening. Never, 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 never. Maya is very powerful. She is very powerful. She makes us believe that we don't need anything, but still we suffer. This is why hearing about the glories of the Supreme Lord take away this veil of Maya. For some time, you can be conscious of your situation, and this is sufficient. In this time, you can wake up and have the strength to be in the need of Krishna. Make the experience. Practice with this consciousness in the need of Krishna. Meditate on this need. Why am I there? It's not on my own that I am there. It's because Krishna needs us. When we understand this, we develop love. It's really powerful. But if we don't understand this, we think that we're there on our own. We spoil everything. We try to be more powerful than the most powerful. The truth is there. We want to replace the Supreme Lord. It's true. When we don't progress, that means that we don't let this mercy accomplish itself within us. And this is a crime for ourselves and for others finally, because when we let this mercy accomplish itself in us, then we become so much an instrument to help others. This is why it is a duty for ourselves and the others to let this mercy act within us, this need of Krishna. Krishna needs us so much. It's something that is really important. It is such a beautiful meditation. We should chant like that, with this desire, this conception, that Krishna needs us. And there, naturally, we would feel the love that Krishna has for us. It's really important. But this is never performed alone. Always under the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, under the shelter. It is something that is really important. Because this need that Krishna has from us, it can be understood only through the devotees of the Supreme Lord. It can never be independent. If we look closely, how did we know Krishna? By Srila Prabhupada. If Srila Prabhupada would not have come, we would not have heard about Krishna. You understand? So, what do we conclude from this? That Srila Prabhupada is the incarnation of Krishna's need. He manifested everything so that Krishna can bring us back.